The distress beacon cut through the quiet morning cycle of stellar outpost Helios. Medical crisis, Pirathi infants, immediate intervention required. Dr. Maya Torres was halfway through a protein bar when the alarm sounded. She dropped everything and sprinted toward Base 7. The scene that greeted her was organized chaos. 5 small bodies lay on thermoregulated platforms, each no bigger than a house cat. Their scales, normally a bright scarlet, had dulled and turned gray. With each labored breath, wisps of smoke rose from their nostrils. Around them rushed the station's xenomedicine team, their faces masks of professional desperation. Krathzar towered at the center of the bay. The flame-bearer stood nearly 8 feet tall, her obsidian horns scraping the ceiling. Her scales shimmered with restrained fire. Every breath released small tongues of flame that the cooling systems barely managed to contain. Her vertical pupils were fixed on her infants, and in them Maya saw something that transcended species, pure, desperate love wrapped in volcanic fury. "You are the human physician," Krathzar thundered. Each word emerged wreathed in smoke. "My fire-bearers are dying and no one can tell me why." Maya was already scanning the nearest infant. The readings made her blood run cold. "How long have they been like this?" 9 hours since they stopped moving, 6 hours since they stopped eating. The matriarch's voice cracked like brittle stone. 9 hours. For beings with internal temperatures capable of melting titanium and metabolisms burning like fusion reactors, 9 hours was an eternity. Maya moved quickly between the infants, her scanner humming its analysis. The picture emerged like a nightmare from her xenobiology courses. "Their fire cores are failing," she said. "They're burning too cold." The Talaxian medic shook his head, his blue skin flushed with stress. "We've tried heat therapy, metabolic stimulants, everything. Nothing works. Pirathi physiology requires temperatures that would kill most species. We don't know how." "You're treating them as if they need more fire," Maya interrupted. "They don't. They need the opposite." Krathzar's eyes flared. "You suggest freezing my children?" "No," Maya met that infernal gaze without blinking. "I suggest teaching their bodies to regulate heat properly, but it will look wrong to you. It will seem as if I'm hurting them, and I'll need to handle them extensively." Silence fell over the bay. Everyone understood Pirathi culture. Infants were kept in sacred fire chambers, touched only by blood kin until their scales hardened. Maya was asking to violate ancient taboos at their most vulnerable moment. Krathzar's claws gouged deep into the metal floor. Then slowly she stepped back. "If you harm them, I will end you. If I harm them, I'll deserve it." Maya's hands were already moving. "I need thermal blankets coldest setting. Also prepare electrolyte solutions, glucose and mineral supplements calibrated for Pirathi biology. Now." The Talaxian stared. "Cold blankets, but—" "They're not overheating. They're failing to burn at all. Their bodies have forgotten how to regulate heat. We need to show them contrast." Maya removed the heat pads surrounding the nearest infant. "On Earth, when someone has severe hypothermia, we don't just blast them with heat. We warm them gradually, letting the body remember how to thermoregulate. Same principle, opposite direction." She wrapped the first infant, a small male with amber-tipped horns, in a thermal blanket set just above freezing. His eyes flew open in shock, and he released a weak puff of smoke. "That's it," Maya whispered, her hands firm but gentle on the cooling scales. "Feel that? That's wrong, isn't it? Too cold. So show me your fire, little one. Show me you remember how to burn." The infant's body twitched, his scales rippled. Maya monitored every reading, gradually adjusting the blanket's temperature and administering carefully measured nutrients. The Pirathi evolved on a volcanic world. Every organism there had to endure extreme temperature shifts, from magma flows to frozen ash clouds. Your bodies know how to do this, but the infection disrupted the signals. We're just rebooting the system. "This is madness," the Talaxian whispered, but he was watching the monitors. The infant's core temperature was rising, not from external heat but from within. Maya moved to the second infant, a female with crystalline scale patterns. She worked with practiced precision, wrapping, monitoring, adjusting. She spoke continuously, her voice low and steady. "You're dragons, you know. On Earth we told stories about beings like you, creatures of fire and fury. You're tougher than any infection." The third infant was barely responsive. Maya didn't hesitate, her hands sure as she applied the cold therapy. For one terrible moment, nothing happened. Then a spark ignited in the infant's chest. One, then another. "That's it," Maya breathed. "Remember how to burn." For hours she moved from one infant to another, cooling and observing, watching their bodies recall their evolutionary heritage. The medical staff helped where they could, but mostly they bore witness to something they had never seen, a human teaching fire beings how to burn. When the smallest infant, a female with midnight scales, finally ignited properly, filling her platform with comfortable flames, Krathzar made a sound like stones weeping. "They live," the matriarch whispered, flames dancing across her scales in patterns of joy and relief. Exhaustion crashed over Maya. "Keep monitoring their core temperatures. They need to fully stabilize." "You have saved my fire bearers," Krathzar's voice echoed through the bay. "The Parathi do not forget such debts." "No debt." Maya was already packing her equipment, running on fumes. "This is what doctors do." "This is what Earth doctors do," the Talaxian said softly. "I've practiced medicine in 12 systems. I've never seen anyone fight fire with ice." Maya paused in the doorway, looking back at the 5 infants now burning peacefully, their flames mingling with their mother. She thought of Earth, of ice ages and heat waves survived, of humanity's stubborn drive to adapt, endure, and teach others to do the same. "Tell them a human remembered that even dragons must learn how to breathe fire," she said. "Everything else was just medicine." As the doors closed, Maya heard the gentle roar of 5 healthy Parathi infants, whose flames would forever burn bright with gratitude. Another day, another impossible save, another reminder that sometimes the galaxy needs a species crazy enough to survive every extreme its world can throw at it, and wise enough to teach others how to survive their own. Subscribe to the channel to make the stories even more exciting.